Hello and welcome to STR IAS. So welcome to the series on science and technology for UPSC. So in this today's lecture, the first lecture, I'll be speaking about what the cell is and all the basics of biology here. So we need to understand and remember that we are not going to do any MEBS or we are not going to become any biochemist. We just need some information, the basic information to attend questions in prelims. So for that, everything which is needed for prelims, I am gathering it here, and according to the previous year questions, I have made this information available. So without making any late, we'll just get started. So what is a cell? So in physics, we'll be telling that everything in this world is made up of atoms. Every element in this world is made up of atoms. In biology, we'll be telling that cell is the fundamental unit of life or the basic unit of life. Why it is called fundamental or basic unit of life? Because all the things which have life is made up of cells. Everything like animals, plants, microorganisms like bacteria, fungi and all, everything is made up of cells. And unicellular, what do you mean by unicellular? One cell. If there is one single cell, it can exist independently. Alright, so whatever the thing which has life, it is made up of cell. So everything on this planet which has life is made up of cell. And who is the first person to describe the living cell? Anton von Leeuwenhoek. So it is not relevant for UPSC, but we should just remember those names. If you don't remember also, there is no problem. Right, then we have a person who have discovered nucleus. The person name is Robert Brown. Then cell is also called as structural and functional unit of life. So what do you mean by structural and functional unit? So structural, for example, a human needs eye, a human needs hands, a human needs legs, heart, kidneys, lungs. So every structure. So where is the information regarding this? Every eye, kidney, hand, lungs and like parts. So everything about information about these all things will be coded in cell, right? And also it is also functional unit of life. For example, human being takes in oxygen, then plus will be taking food, nothing but glucose. It will be converted into glucose, and with that we will be getting something called energy. So all these functions happens at which level? All these functions will happen at cellular level. So we'll be going into the detail about organelles of cell organelles, nothing but mitochondria, which you have studied in your school, that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. So then you'll be understanding the things better, right? So all the functions like respiration, digestion, reproduction. We also have photosynthesis in plants. These all things are done by which thing? Cells, right? So what are the three characteristics of a cell? So cell should have a membrane. Membrane is nothing but cell will be having different parts, right? So if this is a cell, and if it is like nucleus is there, then endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, vacuole, Golgi bodies, Golgi apparatus, whatever it is there, they all should be packed in one thing, right? If there is no boundary, then everything can float, and if there is no boundary, everything can float. So it should not happen, right? So if it should not happen, then what should be there? A boundary wall should be there. That boundary wall is called membrane, right? Then cytoplasm. So these all things should float on some liquid, right? That fluid matrix or liquid matrix which is present in the cell is called cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is nothing but the fluid or the liquid on which all the cell organelles will be floating is called cytoplasm. Cyto means cell, plasm means fluid, right? Then cell also, I told that we should need information regarding eyes, kidneys, lungs and all, right? And also they should perform functions. It means that complete information should be there, like how the eye should be brown colored or blue colored or black colored, then how they should function, like eyes should be visible, right? So how eyes should close, eyes should open, how eyes should see, which color should be seen, all these things are completely written in one thing called genetic material, which is called DNA or RNA, right? So we'll be looking into this DNA and RNA in more detail in I think today's lecture also, and in tomorrow's lecture also. In completely within 3 to 4 lectures we'll be looking at these things. Then what are the essential features of living? Any living being, what is the essential feature? So reproduction, growth, metabolism, and response to stimuli are the essential features of living. That's why we can say that cell is the functional unit of life. All these functions are performed at cellular level. Then there are few persons who have given the cell theory. So the cell theory says that all the living organisms are made up of cells. So everything which has life, already I told in the beginning itself, everything which has life is made up of cells. And also all cells are from pre-existing cells. What do you mean by that? So in the beginning there was one cell, from that we'll be having division, daughter cells, from this daughter cells again daughter cells, this daughter cell grows and will be again daughter cells, again daughter cells. So like this the things will happen. So but you'll be asking that, sir, where did the first cell come from? So it's still a matter of debate, so we need not to get into that debate as of now, right? So then when it comes to cells, we have two types of cells, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Pro means old, eu means new, right? Karyon means nucleus. Karyon means nucleus. So old nucleus cells and new nucleus cells. What do you mean by old and new? So in the beginning, when the cells are old, what happens to those cells? So those cells won't be having any compartmentalization. That cells will be having like only cell membrane, and everything will be floating without any membranes, right? So when it comes to eukaryotes, we can see that here for everything there will be membrane. Right? But in this cell we can see that nucleus and DNA material is floating just on cytoplasm. So everything is there, but there have no membranes. So prokaryotic cell examples are PPLO, bacteria, mycoplasma, and blue-green algae. And only mycoplasma won't be having any cell wall, right? Cell membrane will be there, but cell wall won't be there in mycoplasma. But in remaining everything, cell wall will be there. So we'll be seeing about what is cell wall and all. Cell wall is present only in plants, and cell wall is not present in animals. So cell wall is for rigidity. And when you see that plants need some rigidity to stand, right? So for that they are having cell wall, but animal cells do not have any cell wall, right? And also prokaryotes have extra nucleus. There is nucleus in the between, right? So this nucleus has DNA, and also we have some extra DNA here, and that DNA is called plasmid. It is a circular DNA, and one of the beautiful characteristics or special characteristics of this plasmid is it has antibiotic resistance. What do you mean by antibiotic resistance? So whenever you are getting fever, whenever you are getting something like some disease, the doctors will be giving you some antibiotic. It means that that medicine that should be killing the microorganisms which are present in your body. So here, whenever any other microorganism attack this prokaryotes, they can kill them, or else they won't get affected by them. This is called antibiotic resistance. It means they won't get affected by anything other than them. But sir, virus can attack bacteria, or virus can attack mycoplasma, virus can attack blue-green algae, everything happens, but they can do it for certain level, but they cannot do it 100%, right? So eukaryotes, new means compartmentalization will be there and everything will be new. So there will be separate compartment or membrane for nucleus, separate membrane for mitochondria, separate membrane for Golgi apparatus, separate membrane for vacuoles, centriosomes, lysosomes will be there. But prokaryotes, there won't be any membrane, right? Everything will be floating at the only one point, like in the middle of the cell. It will be floating. Then, so we'll go with the parts or cell organelles one by one. So first thing we'll be speaking about is cell membrane. So I already told that there should be one layer which should be a boundary to the cell. It should be a boundary to the cell, that is called a cell membrane, right? So this cell membrane generally looks like this. So it looks like this. So we can see that right. So this is phosphate PO3 4 plus, right? And this is lipid is nothing but fat. Similarly, this is phospho, this is lipid. It means that we have phospholipid 2 layers, nothing but phospholipid bilayer. So how the cell membrane will be? Cell membrane will be of phospholipid bilayer, right? And we'll be having some proteins, right? We'll be having some proteins. So these proteins are of two types: peripheral protein and integral protein. These are integral protein. It is completely integrated into the cell wall and cell membrane. Then these are on the layers. This layer are called peripheral, and which are completely inside of the cell membrane are called integral. They are integrated, and these are according to ease of extraction. For example, if you want to extract this protein, it will be very easy, but to extract this much big protein, it will be very difficult, right? And this is quasi-fluid in nature. It won't be completely fluid, and it will be of quasi-fluid in nature, right? Then for example, we need to get, like, from one cell we need to get 2 cells, right? So how it will divide? It should divide like this. Then it should become one cell, and this should become this cell, right? So here it should be like selectively permeable. I mean, whenever the if it is an egg of female and if there is a sperm, it should allow only one sperm. It means that it won't be allowing all the things, right? It will be allowing only one sperm or one thing to enter. So according to permeability, how they should enter, it can be divided into 2 types. This transport can be divided into 2 types. One is usage of energy, another one is non-usage of energy. For example, we can see that like whenever there is pressure, we can see that high pressure and low pressure, if the pressure difference is created, we can see that elements will be getting out, right? So transport is of 2 types: active and passive. Passive, inactive energy is needed in the form of ATP. So example is acrosome of sperm, so which will be seeing in second lecture. So it will be entering into the egg. So passive means no use of energy, just high concentration, low concentration. If there is a high concentration, if there is low concentration, it can easily enter through cell membrane, right? Next, cell wall. So it is only present in plants, bacteria, fungi, and but it is made up of different materials and in different organisms, right? And cell wall is non-living and rigid covering structure. So the thing is, it should be giving rigidity to the plant. So for example, if plant do not have any cell wall, it will be falling down. For that we need cell wall. But animals won't be having any cell wall. It gives shape to the cell and it protects the cell, and it also will be allowing for cell to cell interaction. If it is one cell and if it is another cell, it will be allowing for interaction, right? So this is cell membrane and this will be the cell wall. It will be allowing for the interaction between 2 cells, right? Then the next cell organelle which we'll be discussing is mitochondria, so which is also called as powerhouse of the cell. So we'll be intaking glucose and we'll be respirating oxygen. I mean, we'll be taking glucose and also we'll be inhaling oxygen. With that, what happens? We should get some energy plus carbon dioxide will be released. All this function happens where? All this function happens in mitochondria. So every cell has mitochondria, and whatever the oxygen you intake will be going with all the cells of the body, right? And they'll be like releasing proteins and forming an energy, and carbon dioxide will be moved outside from your body. Then, so mitochondria, aerobic respiration, nothing but using oxygen, will be breaking down glucose and will be getting energy in the form of adenosine triphosphate, nothing but ATP. And it has one it is one of the organelle in which the DNA will be present. So DNA, nothing but genetic material which has information about everything, without what functions to be performed, will be there in nucleus. Other than nucleus, which part or which organelle will be having DNA is mitochondria.